probably the most powerful thing you can do with your mannequin, particularly one that fits. This is my uniquely you mannequin, and it is fitted to me. And every once in a while, like about once every 8 to 10 years, I take the cover off, has a zipper in back, and I refit it and put it back on. I've replaced the cover once. So I just keep refitting it until it fits the way I want, and I go from there. So what I'm going to do, this is not to take the place of draping that you might take at school or something like that. This is really a primer on draping and how you can instantly use your mannequin even if you don't know the first thing about draping. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with a piece of muslin here like this. And the first thing we need to do is find our straight of grain. It just so happens that I've ripped all 4 corners of this, so I don't really have a selvage to go by, but that doesn't matter. You can tell one way or the other. And this way I have very little stretch. This way I have quite a bit of stretch. You can tell there's more stretch one way than there is the other. And the way in which there's very little stretch, it's just tight as a drum, is your straight of grain. And the reason why you want to start with your straight of grain is because this is how your garment's going to hang. If you do it the crosswise, it will get droopy, and after a while it'll kind of be one way or another, and it just won't hang right. And we don't make clothes to last a year or 2 years. We make clothes to last for decades. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the straight of grain, and I want to make sure that my straight of grain is parallel to either my center front or center back. And since we're working on the front, this is where we'll start, like this. So I'll pin it so it's center front. Now you'll notice it's up pretty high. It's up way over the neck. So I need, oh, Brenda's going to help too. So I need to have this so that it's on the straight of grain. The next thing I want to do is I want to make sure that this is all flat and straight all the way up to the shoulder, up here like this. And this is where we're going to fit first, because this is the hardest part to alter. So we're going to fit there first. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut kind of a big neck hole here. And the reason is because now I want to take this all the way up, and I want to make this all the way smooth. And with that big glob of fabric right there, you really can't do that. So I've got this up like this. So I've got a great start right now. Okay, now I'm going to take this and I'm going to pin. I want to come out and I want to make this straight out like this. And if you have trouble figuring out what's widthwise straight, what's lengthwise straight, take it, and you'll see here what I've done is I've folded it crosswise and folded it lengthwise, and I've pressed it. So I have a line on here that tells me that this is perpendicular, and you can see how we're hanging really nice and straight right here. Okay, now I've got all this stuff over here, and that is not going to be a sleeve. I've also got this pinned to my side seam, and on my mannequin, my side seam right here hits, there, now you can see it, there, it hits right on the side seam. So now I'm going to take this piece around, and I'm going to leave quite a bit of ease right here. It's one of the things you have to be real careful of with your mannequin, is you want to leave ease in here. Also, I want this to hang straight right here. And you can see we've got a whole bunch of extra fabric. I'm going to take care of that. So now I'm going to give myself a real large side seam right here. And cut this out, what I'm not going to use, because it right now is just going to get in the way. Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to look at this seriously because we need to have a side dart. And what I want to do with this side dart is I want to make this part right here even. I want to make this nice and even, and I want this to be even too. Now I'm going to pull out over here because I need to make this dart. And there is our side bust dart. So, in addition to the side bust dart, I've got quite a bit of gunk going on here. So let's see if we can't address that. And I'm just anchoring this over here on the side so that, the reason why I want to anchor it is because I'm going to begin to pull a dart in, and I don't want to pull that so tight that you don't have enough ease through here. And just gently pull in a dart here. And right now I'm making all my waist, bust, and anything that involves a waist dart, I'm making it the waist just a little bit higher, gives it a fresher, nicer, neater line. Okay, and then I'm going to take my magic, this is a Sharpie, and I'm going to draw my neckline here. I'm going to draw my shoulder line, which is right here. I'm going to draw my sleeve line. Now here's where you can get really fun. Say for example you want to make this sleeveless. You can come in here and make a really deep cut on your armhole, just like that. Trace it off right on the pattern. In this case, I'm going to draft a sleeve to make this. So I'm going to put in a traditional armhole. Check where my side seam is here, coming down. And I'm going to mark my dart here. Mark this dart like this. I'm going to mark my center front like this. Mark the other side here. And let's see what we have. Now what I like to do with the mannequin is it's great for draping, and particularly when you're doing a brand new design. What I like to do is I like to make it up in a muslin and then fit myself. And I'll tell you why. The reason is because we are really, it's real easy to get in here and just fit real close to the mannequin, but this mannequin is my shape. It fits, it's my body. And unless I want to walk around like that, I need to put some ease in it. And Americans particularly love ease. Okay, I'm going to take this over on this is our draping part. Now we're going to go to the flat pattern part. The first thing I want to draw in is my center front. And right now I'm going to put this in pencil, and then I'll come back in and draw this in my magic marker. And then I've got my front dart here. And there's our pattern. Now, I've done this before. And this took me about 5 minutes to do. Probably take you 15 at the most. The only thing we probably didn't mark here was our bust point, which is right there. We've got center front, we've got our dart, we've got our side, and that's the power of this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful mannequin. That this fast you can draw up a pattern. You probably are a little bit more familiar with doing flat pattern design than you are with draping, but draping is, and a mannequin is what they call user-friendly. It's highly intuitive, and that means that it doesn't take you any time at all to get it. It's a lot like making a bed. When you make a bed, you have part over here and a part over here, and then you know to pull this like this, pull this up to smooth it all out. And that's basically what you're doing with the mannequin, is you're smoothing it. What makes it so incredibly intuitive is that when you're using the mannequin, you can 3D it from afar. And by that I mean you're not sitting there having to fit your bust, fit your own bust, and fit your shoulders and stretch your arms all around to fit yourself in back. You get to look at it, you get to twirl it around. It's 3D, but it's very easy to use. So when you hear draping, don't let your eyes glaze over. Go for it. And this is a real quick way to do that.